Right now, I can show you the clearest sign that crypto winter is over. That moment of maximum pessimism where it feels like nothing will ever change, we're living in it. And history tells us this exact feeling is the precursor to enormous change. Welcome back to ICP Today. Let's get straight into it. I've just been analyzing a specific measurable metric that has historically acted as a near-perfect signal for a major market turning point. It doesn't measure price, it measures human emotion. Specifically, the moment when widespread disinterest and apathy have reached their absolute suffocating limit. This is when the crowd has gone completely silent. Guys, 99% of people watching don't subscribe to this channel, so please take a second to hit that subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. This content is for educational purposes only. It does not constitute financial advice or endorse any investment or cryptocurrency. Information is based on publicly available sources. Always do your own research before making any financial decisions. Here's the critical insight. This metric tracks the engagement, the views, the replies, the shares that major crypto influencers and thought leaders receive on their content. Right now, that engagement has plummeted to levels we've only witnessed a handful of times in the last decade. Think the desolate depths of 2019. Think briefly during the crushing lows of mid-2024. The chatter has gone quiet, the comment sections are thin. For most creators and investors, that feels terrible, like screaming into a void. But for us, for the analytical mind, it's a flashing neon beacon in the fog. Because here's the immutable law of financial markets. Sentiment swings like a pendulum. And when it reaches an extreme in one direction, the force pulling it back the other way is immense. When this social engagement metric reverses, it doesn't just casually tick upwards, it explodes. It goes parabolic. Let's compare it directly to the peaks. Look at 2021 or the frenzied end of 2017. At the absolute peak of those bull runs, social engagement and hype were at manic frenzy levels. Everyone was a genius. Every tweet went viral. We are at the polar, exact opposite of that right now. So, what does this profound disconnect between price potential and public interest mean for your ICP bags? It means, with high statistical probability, that this is the single worst possible time to sell. If you're feeling the fatigue, if every red candle feels personal, I get it. The psychological weight is real. But capitulating here, selling out of sheer exhaustion at this precise moment, could mean missing the entire explosive move up that follows these historic sentiment lows. This isn't about blind hope or shilling. It's about recognizing a measurable, repeating market cycle. The data is shouting at us. Now let's layer on something even bigger, something unique and specific to ICP. This macro setup is powerful, but ICP has its own rocket fuel ready to ignite. You've heard of Mission 70? It's moved from ambitious roadmap item to imminent reality. Dominic Williams has confirmed that the new technical white paper detailing the precise mechanics to slash ICP's annual inflation by a staggering 70% is due for release this very week. This isn't just news. It's the structural catalyst we've been waiting for. Let's break down exactly how this works. The mission pulls two main levers. First, staking rewards. The current system incentivizes long-term locking through neurons. The proposal aims to thoughtfully adjust these reward parameters and locking durations, making the overall emission schedule from staking far more conservative and sustainable for the long-term health of the network. Second, the rewards for the node providers, the essential machines keeping the internet computer running, would see strategic, calibrated reductions. The unified goal is crystal clear: to dramatically reduce new supply issuance and actively push the ICP token into a deflationary state, where more ICP is being burned in cycles than is being created. Now pause and truly imagine that scenario set against a raging bull market backdrop. We have rising global demand for blockchain utility, for decentralized applications, for the unique services ICP provides. And simultaneously, we could have a structurally shrinking, or at least severely constrained, new supply of ICP tokens entering the market. What do you think that fundamental supply-demand imbalance does to the price? This isn't a minor tweak. It's a fundamental game-changer for the token's economic model. It transforms ICP from a simple utility asset into a potentially scarcity-driven store of value within its own ecosystem. Let's zoom out even further to understand the potential scale. I know some analysts are currently painting wild, almost unbelievable price targets for Bitcoin in this cycle. Predictions of $300,000, even $400,000. While I'm not personally endorsing those exact astronomical numbers, The underlying message they convey is critically important. The potential energy stored in this market after such a long period of compression is absolutely massive. The conditions are ripe for a significant revaluation of capital across the entire crypto asset class. So, the logical chain reaction becomes clear. If Bitcoin makes a significant headline-grabbing run, what traditionally happens to the altcoin space? Capital rotates. It searches for the highest potential returns. And what happens to a major altcoin like ICP, one that could soon be armed with a powerful deflationary mechanism during this capital influx? The leverage effect, the potential multiplier on its price, could be absolutely staggering. ICP wouldn't just ride the wave, it could potentially outperform on a fundamental basis. But let's keep it real and talk about risk management. How will we practically know when we're nearing a dangerous market top, when euphoria is peaking? I'll give you a personal social metric that served me well. When educational, analytical videos like this one start consistently hitting viewership numbers we haven't seen in years. Think tens of thousands of views on every single upload, with comment sections flooded with new, overly excited accounts. Pay very close attention. That's a powerful social signal of peak, unsustainably euphoria. Crucially, it won't feel like a top then, in that moment. Which brings me to my final synthesizing point. We are at a rare and powerful confluence. On one axis, the macro market sentiment is utterly drained, dry, and pessimistic, which is a classic contrary indicator. On the other axis, a major game-changing protocol upgrade for ICP is literally days away from its detailed public reveal. This is the precise setup that informed investors wait for. The hard part, emotionally, is doing nothing, or even continuing to accumulate quietly while others flee. The smart part, strategically, is holding firm and understanding the forces aligning in your favor. If you find this deep dive into the future of decentralized technology valuable, support this channel. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell icon so you don't miss future updates. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.